Dear mariners, welcome to my channel The Sailing Beast. Please like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for updates on upcoming videos. In this video we will discuss what is mooring, its importance and precautions during mooring operations. A dockworker places a mooring line on a bollard. A mooring is any permanent structure to which a vessel may be secured. Examples include quays, wharfs, jetties, piers, anchored buoys, and mooring buoys. A ship is secured to a mooring to forestall free movement of the ship on the water. An anchor mooring fixes a vessel's position relative to a point on the bottom of a waterway without connecting the vessel to shore. As a verb, mooring refers to the act of attaching a vessel to a mooring. Mooring to a shore fixture. A man at the front of a large boat throws a rope to another man on a nearby pier wearing a blue sailor uniform who is holding a long pole with a hook at the rear to catch it. Crew of Hong Kong's Star Ferry using a billhook to catch a hemp mooring rope. A vessel can be made fast to any variety of shore fixtures from trees and rocks to specially constructed areas such as piers and quays. The word pier is used in the following explanation in a generic sense. Mooring is often accomplished using thick ropes called mooring lines or hawsers. The lines are fixed to deck fittings on the vessel at one end and to fittings such as bollards, rings, and cleats on the other end. Mooring requires cooperation between people on a pier and on a vessel. Heavy mooring lines are often passed from larger vessels to people on a mooring by smaller, weighted heaving lines. Once a mooring line is attached to a bollard, it is pulled tight. Large ships generally tighten their mooring lines using heavy machinery called mooring winches or capstans. A sailor tosses a heaving line to pass a mooring line to a handler on shore. The heaviest cargo ships may require more than a dozen mooring lines. Small vessels can generally be moored by 4 to 6 mooring lines. Mooring lines are usually made from manila rope or a synthetic material such as nylon. Nylon is easy to work with and lasts for years, but it is highly elastic. This elasticity has advantages and disadvantages. The main advantage is that during an event, such as a high wind or the close passing of another ship, stress can be spread across several lines. However, should a highly stressed nylon line break, it may part catastrophically, causing snapback, which can fatally injure bystanders. The effect of snapback is analogous to stretching a rubber band to its breaking point between your hands and then suffering a stinging blow from it suddenly flexing broken ends. Such a blow from a heavy mooring line carries much more force and can inflict severe injuries or even sever limbs. Mooring lines made from materials such as Dyneema and Kevlar have much less elasticity and are therefore much safer to use. However, such lines do not float on water and they do tend to sink. In addition, they are relatively more expensive than other sorts of line. Some ships use wire rope for one or more of their mooring lines. Wire rope is hard to handle and maintain. There is also risk associated with using wire rope on a ship's stern in the vicinity of its propeller. Mooring lines and hawsers may also be made by combining wire rope and synthetic line. Such lines are more elastic and easier to handle than wire rope, but they are not as elastic as pure synthetic line. Special safety precautions must be followed when constructing a combination mooring line. A typical mooring scheme. A typical mooring scheme has headline: keep forward part of the ship against the dock. Forward breastline: keep close to pier. Forward or head spring: prevent forward movement. Back or aft spring: prevent back movement. Aft breastline: keep close to pier. Sternline: prevent forwards movement. Please see image. The two-headed mooring bit is a fitting often used in mooring. The rope is hauled over the bit, pulling the vessel toward the bit. In the second step, the rope is tied to the bit, as shown. This tie can be put and released very quickly. In quiet conditions, such as on a lake, one person can moor a ship in just a few minutes. Quick-release mooring hooks provide an alternative method of securing the rope to the quay. Such a system greatly reduces the need for port staff to handle heavy mooring ropes, means staff have to spend less time on exposed areas of the dock, and reduces the risk of back injuries from heavy lifting. The oil company's International Marine Forum recommend the use of such hooks in oil and gas terminals. The basic road system is a line, cable, or chain several times longer than the depth of the water running from the anchor to the mooring buoy. The longer the road is, the shallower the angle of force on the anchor. It has more scope. A shallower scope means more of the force is pulling horizontally, so that plowing into the substrate adds holding power but also increases the swinging circle of each mooring, so lowering the density of any given mooring field. By adding weight to the bottom of the road, such as the use of a length of heavy chain, the angle of force can be dropped further. Unfortunately, this scrapes up the substrate in a circular area around the anchor. A buoy can be added along the lower portion of road to hold it off the bottom and avoid this issue.